for a long time, including the blonde guy Kang In-bel that Ji-hyun went looking for. Last time was also arranged by Min-suk. Even the fake will on Ji-hyun's cell phone that the police held was created by Min-suk. At this time, the only video he copied was thrown into the sea by Cha. Ji-hyun did not believe that Ji-hyun would leave this world on her own. After a moment of hesitation, she decided to do an autopsy, but as soon as she hung up the police phone, Min-suk received the news. But he was not afraid at all. The younger sister's body was taken away by the police. Ji-hyun sat miserable in the rain. She did not know that the person behind manipulating everything was her boyfriend, Min-suk, of 6 years. Ji-hyun witnessed with her own eyes the forensic autopsy of her younger sister's body. She suppressed her fear and guilt in her heart to wait for the results. Finally, there were autopsy results, but the forensic conclusions made Ji-hyun unable to accept. Autopsy results showed that Ji-hyun's head was damaged and her died from being drunk and drowning in the water. Obviously, this is the result that Min-suk controlled. Although Ji-hyun couldn't believe the result, she had to reluctantly accept the truth. After cremating her younger sister's body, Ji-hyun absent-mindedly walked home alone. But she saw a middle-aged man cooking noodles in the house. The man told Ji-hyun her mother used this house to pay off debt. Seeing the documents in the man's hand, Ji-hyun couldn't believe that her mother not only owed a huge amount of money, but was now using this house to pay off the debt. When she was packing her luggage and preparing to leave, she suddenly saw a gift that her younger sister had planned to give her. It was a birthday gift for Ji-hyun. The feelings inside are extremely complicated, but when Ji-hyun was about to leave, the man blocked the door, even showed an evil expression. As a result, after being kicked painfully by Ji-hyun, this man continued to chase Ji-hyun. Then Soo-ho suddenly appeared, blocking this man's way. Ji-hyun had nowhere to go, so she had to sit on the side of the road. She looked at the birthday gift her younger sister gave her. The good times in the past still seemed like they were yesterday. She finally smiled, a smile hadn't seen in a long time, but after a moment of smiling, tears welled up in her eyes. Soo-ho didn't feel secure, so he sat in the car silently watching her. Ji-hyun walked alone in the rain, letting the rain water wet her face. The world is so vast, but she doesn't know where she should go. The death of the younger sister, the escape of the mother. At this moment, she felt like she no longer had any joy in this world. Soo-ho noticed something unusual, so he quickly got out of the car. He crossed the busy traffic and hugged Ji-hyun, then angrily said that she was tired of living. Ji-hyun said that she was tired of this life. People who want to die can't die. People who want to come back to life don't have much time left. The rain became heavier and heavier, as if the sky was crying for these two young people with difficult fates. Soo-ho's eyes became soft. He felt that he only had a short time left to live, so he had to carefully watch over this girl in front of him. Ji-hyun was extremely puzzled by his sudden concern. Of course, Soo-ho couldn't tell Ji-hyun his true thoughts, so he found an excuse that he wanted her to pay him 10 million won, so he did that. Ji-hyun promised to pay him back, so she told him not to worry too much. But looking at Ji-hyun's current appearance, Soo-ho cannot feel secure. Then, Ji-hyun was pulled into the car by Soo-ho. Actually, he was worried that Ji-hyun in this state would do something stupid. At this time, Soo-ho did not know that a big trouble aimed at him was being prepared. This man is the eldest son Soo-chol of the Cheon family of tycoons, and is also the brother who won inheritance rights with Soo-ho. When he learned that Soo-ho likely killed Ji-eun, he summoned many media to prepare to reveal this news. Soo-chol is determined to push his half-brother into the mud. At this moment, Min-suk stopped him, hoping he would think again about what to say in front of the reporters. Because Min-suk knows the truth of the incident, if this story is revealed to the media, it will be disadvantageous for him. After hearing that Cha was also coming here, she said the story that Soo-chol had borrowed someone else's identity to secretly buy shares in the company to threaten him. But Soo-chol is indifferent to her threat. Then he even provoked Cha. After hearing this news, Soo-ho told Ji-hyun to sit in the car, and he appeared at the press conference scene. The two brothers met. The atmosphere suddenly became tense. Soo-ho asked what his older brother wanted to do. Soo-chol didn't bother to hide it, but said frankly he wanted Soo-ho to transfer 50% of Soo-ho's nominal shares to him. If Soo-ho agrees, he will hide Soo-ho's secret forever. Everyone looked nervously at Soo-ho. Soo-ho laughed and told Soo-chol, "You just reveal everything. For a person who is about to die, what else is there to fear?" After that, he stood on stage and intended to tell the truth to reporters, but at this moment, Ji-hyun walked into the hall. Soo-ho, who was confident and fearless, immediately became timid. Min-suk, who was in the hall, also noticed Ji-hyun. Soo-ho looked at Ji-hyun looking at him. He remembered Ji-hyun's painful cry, along with that helpless and desperate expression. The words that reached his mouth were immediately swallowed back. In the end, he still didn't have the courage to tell the truth. His actions angered his older brother. Soo-chol, regardless of the many reporters at the scene, rushed forward and pulled Soo-ho off the stage and pushed him to the ground. The reporters at the scene raised their cameras. Everyone wanted to take pictures pictures of the two rich brothers fighting. Jihyun and Chaya were pushed to the ground by the crowd, but Min-seok, Jihyun's boyfriend, chose to stay by Chaya's side to protect her. At the same time, Suho walked out of the hall under intense questioning by reporters. He got in the car and panicked and left. Not long after, the president learned about all of his eldest son's actions and immediately became angry. He raised the glass of wine in his hand and threw it hard at Soo-chul, but the glass of wine suddenly hit Min-seok on the head. Blood kept flowing, but Min-seok could only suffer in silence. Suho went to find Jihyun. He carefully helped her bandage her scratches. Then he took her to his restaurant. He knew Jihyun had fasted all day but didn't know her taste, so he ordered her a lot of food. Seeing that Jihyun was not interested in food, Suho called the chef over and said to throw it all away. Jihyun was afraid of wasting food, so she started eating. This is the power of the rich child. He clearly wanted Jihyun to eat more, but acted like he was being stubborn. Then while Jihyun was sleeping, Suho thoughtfully covered her with a blanket, but the next day he continued to act like a rich child and arrogant. He forced Jihyun to sign a paper, promising to pay 10 million won. Suho's purpose in doing so is to be able to know all of Jihyun's actions. Then, he went to Jihyun's house again. He helped her mother pay off all the debt and redeemed their house. And he also heard news of Jihyun's mother through the middle-aged man's words. Suho then went to find Min-seok and gave him the reputation of being a good person, so that Jihyun went to see her boyfriend, who never showed up when she was having difficulties. At this moment, Min-seok's eyes were no longer affectionate. The person he once loved dearly has now turned into a stranger. When they met again, he no longer said sweet words. He drove Jihyun to the place where her mother was being held, then told her that her mother was detained here for fraud. Now the debt has been paid off, the house has been redeemed, she can go see her mother later. When Jihyun asked him where he got so much money to pay off her mother's debt, he nonchalantly said to break up. In this world, the hardest words to say between two people who love each other are the sentence to break up. 6 years of love, and yet it was easy to say to break up. Jihyun couldn't accept it and asked Min-seok when his feelings started to change. But Min-seok didn't want to explain at all and got in the car and left. Her younger sister passed away, her boyfriend accidentally said goodbye, and finally Jihyun's tears fell endlessly. This scene was seen by Suho sitting in the car, far away. This mother had just walked out of prison when she heard her eldest daughter tell her the bad news that her second daughter had passed away. Looking at Jihyun's urn, the mother couldn't help but shed tears of regret. She could not believe that she had only been locked in prison for a few days and her youngest daughter had left her forever. She blamed Jihyun for holding such a simple funeral. Jihyun collapsed and had to tell her mother. Actually, when was alive, Jihyun, in order to help mother pay off her debt, went to work at an illegal job placement center, which is why she lost her life. The mother couldn't believe it. She picked up her bag and quickly turned around and left. Then she went to find the middle-aged man who had lent her money before. It turned out that Tae-sung had told the mother before that if she needed money, she would take Jihyun to work there. At that time, the mother only thought he was joking, but did not expect that her daughter would actually be taken there to earn money to pay off her debt. But Tae-sung said, these things aren't important already. The most important thing right now is to clearly investigate the cause of Jihyun's death. It seems that the loss of her daughter's life is not simple at all. Obviously, Tae-sung knows something. To quickly investigate the cause of her daughter's death, the mother had to flatter Tae-sung, but he is an extremely cunning man. He refused to mention a word about Jihyun's story, but the mother felt that perhaps he was holding some evidence. Elsewhere, Jihyun was working when she received a notice from the director telling her to go receive VIP guests. When Jihyun carried the things to help the rich girl go to her boyfriend's side, she discovered that the other man was Min-seok. Her boyfriend just broke up with her not long ago. Yesterday, he broke up with his girlfriend of 6 years, and the next day, he was holding hands with a rich girl. Jihyun finally knew the reason Min-seok asked to break up. Chae-ah chooses an expensive vest for Min-seok. Jihyun finally spoke up. She said this gentleman's figure is a bit skinny. Maybe a slim shirt form would suit him better. Chae-ah turned her head to look at Jihyun, who had just spoken. She suddenly felt like this staff seemed to have seen somewhere before, but Chae-ah couldn't remember where she had seen this girl before. When Chae-ah went to the bathroom, Min-seok was about to explain to Jihyun when she interrupted. She said she wouldn't interfere in his privacy anymore. Chae-ah returned from the bathroom to see her fiancé Suho also at the store. She quickly pulled Min-seok to leave, but Jihyun followed behind because she was carrying too many things and accidentally fell down. Suho was passing by and saw this scene. After saying a few rude words, Suho used the excuse of needing staff and pulled Jihyun away, leaving Chae-ah with a suspicious look on her face. At this moment, Chae-ah remembered that the woman just now was the family member of the girl she killed who appeared at the press conference that day. Min-seok returned to the company. While working, he received a bouquet of fresh flowers $100 and a gift box. When he opened the box, there was a USB inside. The contents of the USB made even a calm person like Min tremble in fear. That's the video from the day Ji-hun's incident happened. At that moment, he received a phone call. The mysterious person said, "I knew about Min-seok covering up the case and even threatened Min-seok to do as he said." Min-seok followed the instructions in the call to the door and saw a man signaling him to get in the car. This man is Tae-sung. It turned out that he had previously used Min-seok's name to become an employee who personally installed surveillance cameras at the swimming pool and then got the video of Chae-ah beating Ji-hun. He knows that the one who hides the truth and benefits from this is Min-seok, so he came to find Min-seok. He said that if that video was leaked, many people would be in trouble. Perhaps Min-seok will be the one in the biggest trouble. Even Ji-hun, Min-seok also cheated her. He was disgusted by Min-seok's actions. Tae-sung said, "Suho now thinks he killed Ji-hun. If you don't want Suho and the chairman to know that you're hiding this matter, then you have to go ask Chae-ah for 1 billion and generously say that after this case is successful, I will give you 30%. Min-seok had no other choice but to prepare money. On Suho's side, he went to see the doctor again to ask about his illness. The doctor told him there was currently no way to continue prolonging his life. Hearing doctor's words, Suho was no longer angry like before. He smiled in pain and left the hospital. He decided not to think anymore. In the short time left, he will live his life to the fullest for himself. At this time, Ji-hun came to find him. Because both his identity and position made others dare not despise him, she begged him to help her investigate the truth of her younger sister's death. At this moment, Suho was not sure if he truly wanted to protect this girl in front of him or if he was just feeling sorry for her. In the end, he decided not to care about Ji-hun anymore and left this place. He wanted to find a quiet place to live the rest of his days. Ji-hyun's mother came to find Tae-sung again. She wanted to hear him tell a few words about Ji-hyun's story. But after only 3 beers, Tae-sung was so drunk that he passed out. Ji-hyun was worried about her mother, so she came to see her mother. At that moment, there was a banging sound on the door. Ji-hyun and her mother quickly hid behind the desk. A few thugs came in. The leader of the group was Kang Im-bel from the illegal job placement place. They asked Tae-sung where the evidence was. It was the video of Chae-ah at the pool that day. Ji-hyun and her mother hid behind the table and heard their conversation clearly. On Min-seok's side, troublesome people come to him one after another. The employee who installed the camera illegally found Min-seok. This person knew that Min-seok received 10 billion thanks to the swimming pool case, but he had nothing. This person asked Min-seok to give him 1 billion. Otherwise, Min-seok's true face will be revealed. Min-seok has no choice but to borrow money from Chae-ah. Chae-ah didn't ask why and immediately agreed. After going through what happened that night, she gradually became attached to Min-seok. At the same time, she also appreciated him for helping her hide it. In the middle of a busy airport, Suho's figure looked extremely lonely. He looked around, knowing that this might be the last time he visited this place. At this moment, Ji-hun was extremely worried and ran to stop Suho, who was about to board the plane. She begged him to help her, saying that her younger sister had been recorded by surveillance cameras at the swimming pool that day. Hearing Ji-hun mention the surveillance camera, Suho was a bit hesitant because up until now, he still wasn't sure whether he had harmed Ji-hun or not. But through Ji-hyun, Suho learned that the surveillance camera had recorded the scene at the swimming pool. He decided not to go anymore. At first, he thought he had harmed Ji-hyun. Now, he just wanted to clarify what happened that night. To clearly understand the incident, Suho intended to spend 100 million to buy that video. Because he was greedy, he quoted a price of 1 billion. But then he contacted Min-seok to sell the video the second time. He arranged for both of them to arrive at the location he sent at 11 o'clock tonight. While Tae-sung was waiting to hug both Suho and Min-seok, Ji-hun's mother quietly followed. After following for a while, she finally found where Tae-sung was hiding. As soon as she encountered him, she threw prepared gasoline on him, and at the same time took out a lighter, wanting to die with him. Tae-sung started to get scared immediately, took out the USB and started entice Ji-hyun's mother. Tae-sung said that he had a plan. Today he planned to meet the person who covered up Ji-hyun's case. Tae-sung also said that he did all of this for Ji-hyun. But Ji-hyun's mother did not know that Tae-sung's purpose for this trip was for money. On the other hand, Min-seok cunningly arranged a date to meet with Kang In-bel. He promised Kang In-bel that if you could get the video from Tae-sung's hands, I would give you 1 billion. Kang In-bel also said that he would keep it absolutely secret. That evening, Tae-sung took Ji-hyun's mother with him to the transaction location. Seeing that the trader was Ji-hyun's ex-boyfriend, Ji-hyun's mother was extremely surprised. Min-seok saw Ji-hyun's mother sitting in the car and quickly waved for the truck to stop. But it was too late. Kang In-bel drove the truck towards Tae-sung and Ji-hyun's mother's car. The car could not withstand the pressure and exploded. Right now,